In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of creating your own AI agent to manage your emails completely for you. This requires no coding at all, and after this video is over, you will have your own personal assistant available 24/7, ready to manage your inbox whenever you need. To start building this, we are going to come over to a website called N8N, and you can start for free, or you can go ahead and sign up for an account. So once you log in, you'll be brought to this home kind of overview page of all your workflows. You obviously won't have any here if you haven't made them yet. But in order to start making this, we can go up to the top right and select a new workflow. And then we can start doing our first step. So if you saw my last video of creating your first agent inside of N8N, you saw that we started with a chat message for the trigger action. A trigger action is just the action that starts off the automation, or in this case, the agent. So this is easier to test if you do a on chat message. However, I'm just going to directly connect it to Telegram, as I'm sure you don't want to come to N8N to actually interact with this agent every single time you want to send a message to it. So to do this, you just select add new step, and then you just type Telegram. And then we're going to select the trigger event is on a message. So whenever we send a message to the bot, it triggers this event and then starts the agent and the agent's response. So to connect your Telegram account, you obviously have to have a Telegram account. And then you must be logged in. You need to send a message /start to what is called botfather. It's a little weird, but it's the username's @botfather. You do /new bot. It walks you through the entire process, naming it, etc. And then you can select this to actually start a new conversation, and then it gives you the API key here. You just copy and paste this into N8N here to connect your Telegram account. So before we go off of this Telegram trigger, we want to actually test this step. So now it's listening, so we can just type something like hello, and you can see that the output it gave us was the message that I sent. So it gives us all the information regarding the chat ID, who the chat is with, and then the text that we actually put inside of our message that we just sent. So now that we have that working, we can actually add the next step. So we're going to select the advanced AI, and then we're going to add the AI agent that we're going to be interacting with. So you can see that this shows up red here. Because we're not using the on message, we're using the Telegram interaction. We actually need to change this variable to the text of the Telegram messages that we're sending. So we're going to select define below, and then we can do expression, as we want this to change every time. We can go over to this Telegram trigger, go down to the text, and you can see it gives us a preview of the text I just sent, or the message I just sent to Telegram. And you can see it populates green here, and then gives us a little preview of the message that we just sent. So once that's done, we can give it a little bit more information as to what this agent is actually doing. So we can say you put this in the system message actually. So you can select add an option here, and then do a system message. So you can see it populates here with just you are a helpful assistant. We can do email, helpful email assistant, charge of managing emails. You are to do the following task, and then it will just automatically fill in whatever message we send it here inside of Telegram. We can go down, and we actually want to enter the tools that it's going to have access to. So following tools. So in this case, since it's managing our email, we might want it to be able to send an email, get emails, delete an email, and then we'll do like mark as opened. Okay. So once we finish prompting it, we're also going to add the today's date, just so it has an idea of what emails have I sent in the last 3 days, maybe. It can look at this date variable and get today's date and then go from there. So to do this, you can just literally just say today's date is, and then we're going to add the variable for the day's date, which we do by typing 2 curly brackets, and then you can see it populates here. So you do a $sign now, like it just says. We just click on this. You can see that's what a variable looks like, and that just gets today's date and time, I believe, as well, and allows the agent to actually know what the date's date is when it's going to execute certain tasks that it might need to know the date for. So we can click out of that, and we can add the chat model, which is just the large language model or the AI that is actually going to use to execute these different tasks. So you can just use OpenAI for the simplicity of it. To do this, you actually need an OpenAI account. So if you use ChatGPT, have an account. You need to connect and get an API key. To do this, you go to OpenAI. Just look up OpenAI API. Select this, log in here, and then you'll be brought to a page that looks like this. We're going to select the dashboard, and then over here on the left side, you can see API keys. You can see I've already made several here, but you can select create a new secret key. So API key, just copy the API key, make sure you write it down somewhere. You'll go back over to init, paste that in here, and it will allow you to connect your account, and then we'll just leave it at 4.0 mini. So once that's done, we can drag that out of the way. So the next thing we need to do is add chat memory, so it can reference previous messages that we've sent it. Instead of us having to specify whatever we want it to do every single time, it can go off of previous text messages here that we've sent and interacted with. So to do that, we literally just click the window buffer. It says easiest, but since we are using Telegram, we actually do need to change the session ID. So we're going to do define below, and then this key here, we're going to do the chat ID, drag that in there. You can see it populates in green. Make sure it's under expression and not fixed. You can see it's not green. So make sure it's under expression, and then we can go and actually start adding the tools to access our email. So in my case, I'm going to type Gmail. You will have to connect your Google account here. Mine just popped up with a page and told me to log in, and then select the things that I want NAN to have access to as far as my Gmail account is concerned. So then once we do this, we actually need to manually set this tool description so the agent knows what tool to use when it's executing certain actions. So you can see that this is kind of vague. So we can go back to the agent prompt and then copy these. So send an email, go back to the tool, paste it in the description of exactly what we prompted the agent. If you have something that needs a little bit more explaining, just type it out beside the tool, so the AI knows what tool when it's actually referencing when it's executing certain tasks. So we can go back in and we can do a message. Operation is going to be sending in this case, and then the to subject, and then the message that we're containing in it. We're going to select expression for all of these, and we actually want the AI to determine this on its own. So in order to do this, we do expression, type 2 curly brackets, and then we do a $sign and then type from AI. You can see it populates here. We'll just select that, and then in quotes we are going to briefly describe what field it's filling in here. So we're going to do the email, email to send to, something like that, so the AI knows what exactly it should fill in for this field. The subject, we're going to do the same thing, so do expression $sign from AI. Then you want them to turn gray like they are here. If they turn red, make sure you're not missing any parentheses or quotations. And then the message, we're going to do the same thing. So an expression, 2 curly brackets, $sign from AI, a body of the email. Okay. So once that's done, we can actually just rename this tool here at the top. This is just for us when we're making it to be able to know which node is doing what task. So I'm just going to do send email here. So you can see that changes outside of it, but that's just for us humans, so we actually know what's going on here. So we go through and add the rest of these tools. Set manually. The description I'm going to get from the prompt. So we get emails. Description is get emails. Resources message. Operation is going to be get mini. And then everything else just stays the same here. I think you can actually add a... So if you want to search by the sender, received before or after, search, you can actually add these. So I might add a search, and then we can do expression, do from AI. So for these, the AI will just it will just fill in these as needed. So if it doesn't need them, then it won't fill them in. So you can go kind of add these, and then it will go through, and the AI itself will just fill them in. If you're actually searching for something, search criteria, add something like that. So you can go through and add received before or after. I might just do that really quick. Expression, and then do after date. And notice how I'm specifying that it's a date here. So received after date. And then search criteria is just whatever it's being searched for, just so it knows it's putting in search criteria, and then it's putting in a date here. So we can just rename this really quickly. And then the next tool that we need to add is the delete an email. Operation delete, set manually to delete an email. And then the message ID, we're going to fill in the same thing. And we want to make sure that we're specifying that it needs the ID. So message ID of deleted email to delete. A little long, but you see I missed a quote. Okay. So that just makes make sure that the AI knows that it's actually supposed to insert the message ID instead of just, searching to delete via the subject line or the body or whatever. I believe we have one more. Mark email is opened. Set manually message. Mark email as read or unread. As read. And then expression from AI again. And then we're going to make sure to specify that we want the message ID of the email. Could even say read email. Yeah. Okay. So once we have the tools set up, the last thing we need to do is send the message from Telegram, from the agent back to Telegram. So we're going to add a step here, type Telegram, and then we're going to scroll down and select send a text message. We're just going to select execute the previous nodes so we can get some of the variables here. You can see we need to fill in the chat ID. So we can go under chat and get the ID here, drag that in. And then the text that we're actually going to be sending back, we're going to get from the agent. So we're going to pull in this output here and drag that into the text section. So once we've done that, we can select save. And then we can test it. So we can test, go back to Telegram and say, list my emails yesterday. I don't even know if I have any from yesterday. Today. So if we go to my all mail, you can see I got the Google alerts, the messages from myself, the 3 messages from myself, and then the response here, and then the Google security alert there. And then we can send message to Garrett saying and then if we actually want this to keep running, instead of selecting test every time, you just turn this from active to inactive to active. Now it's working and activated. And then you can see it got this message and sent the email. So you can see it sent to my regular email and says whatever we put here. Now these are formatted a little weirdly, so we can actually go back to this agent and say at the bottom, you can just add some extra information. When sending emails, please format them in HTML. Click save, and then we can try this again. So you can see it sent it again, but this time it was formatted a lot better, and it gave the signature inside of the email from my AI assistant. So you can just change the prompt inside of this AI agent, and you can see I said please format in HTML so it looks a little bit nicer, and then I made sure to include a signature and then told it how it should sign off on my emails. You You can see it added that. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, got something from it, please like and subscribe. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Have a good one.